We're going to be going through a bunch of new info here in this video about future DLC coming to Black Ops Cold War Zombies, the next couple of Outbreak DLC map locations, where we're going for the normal round-based survival zombie maps, and a bunch of really good info here. If you're new to the channel and would like to subscribe, I really would appreciate it, guys. We're grinding our way towards 72,000 subs on the channel, so seriously, thank you guys for all of the support recently, and be sure to leave a like on the video as well. Let's get started here first. Nanikos is tweeting out a bunch of leaks here about the Outbreak DLC map locations. This is what he found. SR objective Zoo, holdout barrier visual, SR objective weather station, holdout visual, and then SR objective Duga, holdout barrier visual. So he goes on to say, I had seen sound files shortly after launch for something named SR. I presumed it was survival knock stuff, and I thought it was so weird. Some of these sound files about a dragon exfil, helicopter, robot, and other weird things. Turns out all of that was Outbreak leaked content. So this has been in the files of the game referring to Outbreak for a while now, and a lot of people just hadn't realized that it was referring to future Outbreak content. The thing is here, these leaked maps, Zoo, Weather Station, and Duga, are all portions of the leaked Ural Mountains Warzone map. Here's the map up on the screen. This is just a concept image, but you can see there, Duga, Zoo, Chemical Lab, we have Weather Station, Mines, Battery, along with the normal fire team maps in the game right now, Golova, Ruka, Alpine, and Sanatorium. So right now in Outbreak, we have these current fire team maps in the game, and we were assuming that, okay, they were going to add the Ural Mountains map as the Warzone map. They would split up the rest of the locations, Battery, Chemical Lab, Mines, and bring them to us as fire team maps in multiplayer, and then once they released as fire team maps, we'd also see them added eventually to Outbreak. Thing is here, it seems like the Ural Mountains Warzone map, as we've been talking about in recent Warzone videos, will not be coming. We don't know if it's scrapped fully or if we're getting it at a later date, but we know now that the next Warzone map will most likely not be the Ural Mountains map, but instead be the 1980s Cold War revamp of Verdansk, and most likely, again, that will be releasing at the end of April, around April 22nd, which is the beginning of Season 3. The thing is here, will we still see these map locations that were a part of Ural Mountains in Outbreak? Because Outbreak doesn't really have to do with the Warzone. They're using the fire team maps locations that were supposed to be a part of Warzone, but now this may open up the door for these map locations to really be repurposed just for zombies. There are leaks that Duga will be a part of the new 1980s Cold War map, but Weather Station and Zoo most likely will not be in this new Warzone map in Verdansk. So especially Weather Station and Zoo, these could be repurposed and remade just for zombies, and my hope in them doing that would be it would result in a more unique zombies experience and feel to the maps. The fire team maps in Outbreak right now, Golova, Ruka, Alpine, and Sanatorium, they have multiplayer vibes. The vibes in Outbreak with those maps are there's just zombies on multiplayer maps. That's just what it feels like. With the other maps, if they're repurposed for zombies, hopefully it feels like you're playing on a zombies map, a map that was made for zombies instead of just a multiplayer map or a ground war or a Warzone map that they just threw zombies on. And I like Outbreak, but that's definitely the vibes I get when I play Outbreak on these fire team maps. So let's talk about the release schedule for these maps, and then we'll go through some info on the future for the round-based survival maps for Berlin and even after Berlin into Season 4 and Season 5. So for now with these Outbreak maps, Season 2, we got 3 new Outbreak locations. Season 2 Reloaded, we got 1 new location, and all of the fire team maps are now in Outbreak. Now for Season 3, what are we receiving for this mode? As we've talked about before, Codename Pizza made a video talking about his interview with Treyarch that he had with other YouTubers, and he mentioned that we would see 3 new Outbreak maps every single season. We don't know if that's 100% what Treyarch told him, or if he's just inferring as to what he heard from Treyarch, or he's just making a theory there. But, you know, it's definitely possible to see them add that amount of Outbreak maps, especially if they're just getting them from the fire team maps, or they're just getting them from the scrapped Ural Mountains map, because they must have all of these maps already developed. Zoo, Weather Station, and Duga are already made for the game, so we could easily see at the beginning of Season 3, along with the new main Outbreak Easter egg, the release of Weather Station, Zoo, and Duga for Outbreak. Now, we could also see this spread out throughout the next couple of seasons. I feel like this is the most likely scenario here, where for Season 3, Zoo releases, for example, Weather Station releases for Season 4, and then Duga releases for Season 5. And we could easily see that occurring, and during all of those Outbreak DLC maps releasing, we would also get new updates to improve Outbreak, new objectives with each map, new vehicles, and all of that good stuff, just to improve the overall map and just to make it a decent update. But thing is here, I really want them to tackle a problem with Outbreak, and there are a bunch, but a big one here is the overall emptiness of the mode. Try to make it a bit more engaging to actually play on a certain map, add more things to do on the map, more overall life to the map. And if they don't want to do that for whatever reason, and they like the way the maps are right now, maybe they could do what I've been saying in recent videos, just speed everything up. Make it so, let's say when you spawn into a map location, let's say you spawn into Ruka, the objective begins immediately. So you're already starting the objective, and the only break you have is at the end of the wave, at the end of the objective, where you could get your perks, your weapons, and all that good stuff, and then you could teleport to the next location, and then the map automatically starts with the objective. And that will definitely speed things up a bit, because a huge problem with Outbreak is just you spawn in, and you're running to the objective, and you're running past all of these buildings, you're running past all of these open areas that are just so useless. There's nothing in these areas. I mean, you could do other objectives, there's little mini objectives that you could do, but they give you just some random loot, a random loot box in a building. You know, there's really nothing to do on the overall map, and there's no reason to really go to all corners of the map. So if they want to keep it the way it is, like I said, speeding it up or having a fast LTM for Outbreak would be really interesting. I would rather them really put some more effort into Outbreak, and they definitely will. They said this is an early version of it, a concept of it, and they're going to constantly evolve the mode. So in the next couple of seasons, we will probably see some huge quality of life improvements to Outbreak, and I really can't wait to see what they do there. But for round-based zombie maps, because I know a lot of you guys don't really like Outbreak, I like it. Again, it's something new, it's something interesting, and Treyarch said that they're still going to support the normal round-based zombie maps. So what's going on with that? Berlin is obviously up next. It's releasing either at the beginning of Season 3, which is around April 22nd, that Thursday, or Season 3 Reloaded, which is going to be around the end of May, one of those Thursdays, the 20th or the 27th of May. And I've said pretty much everything I need to say about Berlin. Will Kino be on the map? The storyline, Valentina, Kravchenko, what wonder weapons will be there, what the map's going to look like, the dark, spooky vibes. I mean, I've made so many good videos on Berlin, so many videos with a ton of evidence. I'll leave the links to all of those down below in the description. But let's talk about here after Berlin, because we haven't really talked about what's happening after Berlin for the normal round-based zombie maps. There's no clear direction and understanding as to really what's going to be happening here, because the original Cold War Zombies reveal trailer only teased these 4 locations: Moscow, Poland for Die Maschine, Quezon, Vietnam for Firebase Z, Ural Mountains for Outbreak, and Berlin for Berlin, whatever the map's actually going to be called. Now, I'm not saying that just because Treyarch didn't tease any other locations for zombie maps, that means that, you know, we're not going to see any more locations, but it's a pretty good thing there. And Markobot over on Twitter says this about future DLC content. The fact that they're working on making Outbreak bigger makes me think that they don't have traditional maps planned after Berlin. The common theory was that after Die Maschine launch, they decided to work on more traditional maps. However, because of Outbreak, they're probably putting more effort into Outbreak maps than more traditional maps. Also, friendly reminder that because we had 4 maps in a DLC cycle before, does not mean we will get 4 maps in a season cycle, especially since they're putting more time into different game modes. And he also goes on to say, Onslaught and Outbreak should be all the evidence you need to believe that. However, obviously there's still people hanging on to the notion that the DLC cycle is still irrelevant. This might be hard to hear if you really just like the normal round-based survival maps in the game, but what he's saying here is kind of true. There's no reason for them, and they don't have to give us 4 DLC normal zombie maps. The way Call of Duty releases DLC now it's just different. It goes by seasons. They release all types of DLC. Black Ops Cold War, it's split up by all different developers. Warzone is the main thing now. They have a new zombies game mode, Outbreak. They have all different zombies experiences, Onslaught as well, which is only for PlayStation, but it's still a part of what they're developing. And there really is no reason for them to just bring us normal survival maps. Now, in the past, that's all they had to work on. All of their time was just put towards normal zombie maps. This time around, they don't need to bring us more survival zombie maps. I think they do understand, though, that people are expecting to see normal zombie maps, and just because they don't have to doesn't mean that they won't actually do it, because they definitely know the zombies community, and they know that if Berlin is the last normal zombies map for the entire season, for the entire game for Black Ops Cold War, a lot of people are definitely going to be mad. And the only way to really make Outbreak a huge success is to get people slowly accustomed to it. If they just stop with Berlin, they don't release any more traditional zombie survival maps, they just go cold turkey on us, it's not going to be a good thing, because people are then going to have a bad taste in their mouth, and they're not going to be more likely to go and play Outbreak. If they slowly release zombie survival maps along with Outbreak content, they'll be more likely to, play a new map, head over to Outbreak, enjoy some of that, and slowly as Outbreak evolves, maybe people will be more accustomed to it and people will like it a bit more. But you can't just cut off the normal maps, because if it's just Outbreak content for the end of Cold War, people are either gonna play it because they love Outbreak, or not play it at all because they're mad that there's no more normal survival maps. So it's a very interesting situation here, and hopefully they're not gonna do that to us, because I think they know how that would turn out for them. But we'll have to see. Again, we really don't know what is going to happen here. I just want to let you guys know that there is a pretty good chance that we don't see any more normal zombie survival maps in the game. Now, if we do, what locations could we go to? Would we see the Zombie Chronicle 2 maps, Transit, Buried, and Die Rise remade as normal survival maps? That would be pretty cool to see, although I feel like people would still be mad because those aren't original zombie maps. So even if they do that, people are going to be like, well, I like these maps and I want these to return, but maybe we should just focus on new original content. But maybe Treyarch would say, well, our original content is going to be in the form of Outbreak. And I guess that would be fair. But again, we don't know what's going to happen here. The zombies community, we do ask for a lot, and we do expect a lot from Treyarch, and we do have to be happy, and we should just be satisfied with what we get, because really at the end of the day, we can't control anything, and what we get is what we get. So I just hope that the content we do receive is fun, everyone enjoys it. I do hope for more normal survival maps. I mean, Berlin, maybe at least one more survival map just to make 3 DLC maps for the season. Maybe if we don't get 4, it's not a big deal, but hopefully it just doesn't all end with Berlin, because it would be kind of unfortunate there. But again, we're just going through leaks here. We're just going through rumors. Nothing is set in stone. Leave your opinions, your ideas on this stuff down below, and I'll be sure to update and inform you guys, when we get more information on this stuff. So that's pretty much it here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment down below, zombies. If you watch the entire video, it is greatly appreciated. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.